Since another 9 months have gone by without you doing anything to go after your goals, we're going to take another approach. Now, I know what you're thinking, that you'll just pick up your goals back up in the new year. But how did that work out for you last year? I thought so, because I know that you've been carrying the same goals over into the new year since 2018. So no, we're not going to wait until the new year to pick your goals back up. I remember maybe 2 or 3 years ago now when I joined this weight loss program. The coach said something that has stuck with me since then. She said that in her experience, people that start their weight loss journey on any other day apart from Monday are more likely to achieve their goals. Now, thinking about this, I believe that it happens for 2 reasons. First is the fresh start trap of Mondays. Mondays often feel like a symbolic reset button. People often think I'll start fresh next week Monday. But what that does is that it creates an all or nothing mindset. So if they slip up midweek, they often say I'll just start again next week Monday. And guess what happens? That leads to a cycle of repeated restarts with very limited long-term progress. Another reason that I believe this happens is that it breaks the procrastination cycle. So waiting until Monday, in your case, waiting until January next year, is a form of procrastination. So people who start immediately, regardless of the day, the month, or the year, build momentum faster. So instead of delaying progress for the perfect time, they prove to themselves that change can begin at any time. This simple shift creates confidence and shows that you don't need a special day, you just need to start. Which is why Ecclesiastes 11:4 says, "Whoever watches the wind will not plant. Whoever looks at the clouds will not reap." Meaning that if you keep waiting for the perfect time, like January, you'll never start. People who accomplish their goals don't wait until January. They start now. People can be you. That's why the best time to revisit those goals that you've abandoned isn't January next year, but right now, during my goal reset workshop. Wink, wink. For more details on that later. So be honest. Have you ever told yourself I'll just start afresh next January? No shame. We've all done it. So even if you've completely fallen off your goals, I want to give you a simple but powerful 3-step reset process that you can use right now to accomplish your goals this year. It's the process that I use every time that I want to gain momentum quickly. And if you take it seriously today, you'll see progress this week, not January next year. Can I tell you a secret? Contrary to popular belief, no one finishes their year perfectly. We all start January on fire. But somewhere along the line, life happens. For me, it happened earlier this year with my other YouTube channel. I had all these big plans, but by March, I had lost consistency because I got distracted by other things. Views reduced and I felt a bit stuck. But instead of waiting for some future date to fix things, I did a reset by doing a 30-day sprint. I committed to showing up every day for 30 days straight. Not perfect videos, not viral videos, just showing up. And you know what happened? I went from this to this. Views went up, subscribers grew, and I got my momentum back. That sprint taught me that you don't need a whole year to turn things around. Sometimes all it takes is focus, clarity, and a reset, which is what I want to give you today. So in this video, I'll share with you the 3-step reset process that you can use right now to accomplish your goals this year. But before we go into all that, I want us to take the next 20 seconds to say a prayer. Philippians 4:13 tells us that we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. So I want you to take the next 20 seconds to pray. Pray over you that you are strengthened by Christ to accomplish every goal that God has placed on your heart to accomplish. So if you just said that prayer, type "I can do all things" in the comments and I will stand with you in prayer. Now let's get into today's video. So the first step in the 3-step reset process is to reflect. So before you chase any new goals and aspirations, you need to pause and reflect on how far you've come. What worked? What didn't? Proverbs 27:23 says, "Be diligent to know the state of your flocks and attend to your herds." In other words, take stock. Reflection isn't about feeling guilty or beating yourself up about the millions of things that you haven't accomplished yet, but it's about getting clarity on where you currently are. Fun fact for you. Did you know that research shows that those who pause and reflect perform 23% better than those who don't. And it makes sense when you think about it, because you can't really improve what you don't evaluate. How do you fix something if you don't even know it's broken or you don't even know what is broken? So maybe you were consistent with your fitness goals in January, but by June, those goals were non-existent. Or maybe you attempted to start a side hustle that never really got off the ground. Whatever the case may be, reflection helps you get to the bottom of why you are where you are. So instead of thinking you didn't achieve ABC because you messed up, I need you to get specific. Ask empowering questions. Where did I drift off course? Where did I succeed? What patterns do I see? Just like I said earlier, the purpose of this exercise isn't guilt, it's clarity. In my Goal Reset workshop, we'll go deeper into this process so that you can create a personalized roadmap that will carry you through to the end of the year. But more on that later. So the next step in the 3-step reset process is to refocus. While reflection gives you data, refocusing gives you direction. One thing I've noticed is that most people fail at accomplishing their goals because they try to juggle everything at the same time. So they end up getting overwhelmed and doing nothing. Whether it's finally launching that project or developing a consistent prayer life, the key is to know that you can't do it all at the same time. You need to pick what matters most and focus. So the question that I have for you is, what are the 2 to 3 things that if you accomplish before December 31st will make you feel like you truly finished the year strong? The next step in the 3-step reset process is to recommit. This is the make or break step. But this is where a lot of people fail because they stop before implementing this step. They reflect, they even refocus, but then they never move into action. James 2:17 says, faith without works is dead. And the same is true for goals. Clarity without execution is just wishful thinking. Reflection and focus don't matter unless you actually take action. The reason a lot of people struggle here is because they make the mistake of trying to do everything at once. But success starts with one small step. Rome wasn't built in a day. When I did the 30-day sprint on YouTube, I didn't focus on a million things at once. I committed to one action, showing up every day with content. And that single commitment changed my momentum. So what's one action that you can commit to this week that takes you one step closer to accomplishing your goals? Not next week, Monday, not next month, not January next year, not someday this week. Maybe for you, that one action is reaching out to a mentor or blocking time on your calendar to write the chapter of that book that you've been postponing writing for the last 3 months. Maybe it's just getting back to the gym once a week or signing up for the Goal Reset workshop. Whatever it is, start small, but start now. So just like Joshua said in Deuteronomy 30:19, this day I call the heavens and the earth as witnesses against you that I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose life so that you and your children may live. So here's the decision that you need to make. Are you going to drift through the rest of the year? Or are you going to reset and get back on track with your goals now? If you feel like you need a little help or hand-holding through the process, then join me in the Goal Reset workshop. I'll help you take these 3 steps and help you build them into a full plan for the rest of the year. Imagine having a clear roadmap with weekly steps for the next 30 days. That's what we'll build together in the workshop. But even if you don't join, this 3-step reset process alone can change the rest of your year if you take action now. And I'll see you in the next video.